Okay, so it's another week. We're moving, we're shaking, things are happening. I'm trying to come at this with a lot of energy, but I really ain't got it. I don't know what's been going on the past couple of weeks. Maybe Abba is calming me down, which that would be a miracle in and of itself. 2 videos in a row, I consider that to be the Lord's work. Remember last time I told you, last video, you can watch it here if you have to watch it and then come back. I totally understand. I was talking about Show and Tell and the event that C and I went to and how Jesus was in the backseat. I know he was in the backseat even more than I knew in the last video, because today we literally had a meeting with somebody who was a connect from somebody who we met at that event. We have our venue secured for an upcoming Royal Authority event, our second event, the second time that God has given us another venue for free, another time of God affirming to us that yes, I am with you, I am with Royal Authority, y'all are moving according to my will. I believe God sees our heart for what we're doing, and we also onboarded our 2 new team members today.
Okay, let's go.
There is a part of Christian culture that is very much about spiritual warfare. And so when you don't feel like you're fighting something or you're not in resistance to anything in that moment, there's almost like an alarm system that goes off to be like, things are too good. You should be like in defense. You are a soldier of the Lord. Line up. Where's your full armor of God? It's like, what do you do if you are actively putting on that armor every day and you're living your life from that place? After a while, it gets to the point where you're like, wait, do I really have my armor on? Is everything really good? And that's where I feel like I'm at right now, where it's like my brain is trying to create a problem when there isn't one. There is not a problem right now. Things are doing well. Things are okay. God provided a new space. Again, we're onboarding team members for Royal Authority. I'm working on all the projects that I mentioned in that last video, and I feel very secure and good about where I am in life, even in the midst of things that should maybe rock me, or things that like I'm like, well, I have this coming up, I have this bill that's due, or I have this and I'm not seeing the reason. I just don't feel pressed by that. I just know I'm gonna have the money in time. The same way that I knew I was gonna win the raffle is the same way that I believe that when the time comes to make those payments, the money will be there. Because that's what I keep seeing over and over and over again. And I also have confidence because I give. I pay my tithes. And this is not on no like, you know me, like I'll be giving. Like pride be damned, literally damned to the pits of hell. I come against every spirit of pride, even right now in the name of Jesus. But there is that security that comes from knowing that you give unto God what belongs to God. You've given unto God what belongs to him. And that's what's kept me through this entire time. Whenever I felt unsure about my finances, I've allowed worry to come in, which is valid. I'm human, right? I'm not gonna beat myself up. But I feel like at this point, God has proven himself too many times. It's been too many times where I didn't know where the money was gonna come from and God provided. That now I'm like, what would happen if I just skipped the worrying part? Like, what would happen if I really was just like, nah, God's gonna provide? I don't see it. I don't understand how it's gonna happen. And I honestly don't care to, because I know that he's gonna come through. What would happen if that became my mindset as opposed to worrying? And so that's kind of where I'm at right now, where I don't feel the need to go on a fast and like pray and be like tabernacle. What is the word? Tarrying. Tabernacle. I mean, I guess you could tabernacle, but tarrying at God's feet. God, come through, provide. Because I feel like something has shifted. I've done all of that already. I've done the fast. I've given the seeds, even when it hurt, even when I was like, oh God. Oh, I'm so excited to see what you do, but I'm gonna tell you this right now, it hurts to give you this amount. It hurts. I feel a pinch. And anybody who's never felt that pinch when God tells you to sow a seed that you like, that much, are you sure? Don't be lying. I know the Lord loves a cheerful giver, but there's sometimes that God tells you to give a seed and you're like, hi, Jesus, okay. And you're not giving it reluctantly. You're still cheerful, but you're like, ooh, my God. I'm excited to see how you really flip this one. How you gonna show up here? And that's where I'm at right now. I gave my seed, I fasted, I prayed, I felt something break, and now I'm just like, all right, cool. Here we are. I don't know that people talk about this as believers. Like, we always have to be either in a storm or like in a warfare, or I'm going around my Jericho, sis, or I'm at my Red Sea. All these things that we say. What happens when you're not in a warfare season and you're kind of in the waiting room and you're just waiting for God to do what he says? You don't feel led to fast. You don't feel led to pray and tarry like before the Lord. You have a peace and you know that God is going to come through, and you're just sitting and patiently waiting. I feel like the waiting season is often looked at as this very active thing, like this time of preparation, and not saying that it's not, but I don't think that it always needs to be this this big thing. What if you could just wait on the Lord and really spend time enjoying his company? And that's what the waiting season looks like. Not you preparing and gearing up and getting ready for war for this new season, but literally just sitting with God and being with him and enjoying being with him and consulting with him and asking for revelations in the word. I don't think it has to be that deep. I don't feel like it needs to be this like strenuous, burdensome lift. Kind of feels like I've just given everything over to God, and I'm like, yes, I just want to spend time with him. I just want to spend more time with God. I want to learn more from him. And I don't think that it has to be this like, I'm seeking you, God. You see me, God. I'm out here. Father. He's right here. You're not screaming at somebody that's literally right next to you. That doesn't make sense. You just turn your head and talk. I'm in my turn my head, talk to God, consult the Lord season. It's a place of rest, and I feel like he's calling me to enjoy it as opposed to trying to figure out what's wrong. Something must be wrong if things aren't happening. It's like, they will happen, and I will be able to meet them when they happen because I'm in a place of stillness and rest with the Lord. I believe that resonates and you get what I'm saying. Perhaps don't beat yourself up when things don't feel as stressful as they used to feel. You've matured. You've grown. You are now in that place of rest with the Lord where you don't have to feel like you are crying out and like conjuring up the presence of God to finally hear and feel something. He's right there. He's literally right there. So enjoy that. Enjoy the relationship. I'm not saying to take your relationship with God lightly. I'm encouraging you, as I encourage myself, to really enjoy being God's kid and all the different facets and areas and depths that role can take of being his kid. Enjoy all of that. It doesn't have to look the same way yesterday as it looked today. It doesn't have to look the same way it did 2 years ago. It shouldn't, actually, because you're growing and maturing. Think about it. When a baby is born, they need all the attention of their parent. If the baby wants something, they cry, they bawl, they tear out their throat until they grow and learn, and the parent can now detach a little bit more and the child can communicate a little bit clearer. There's supposed to be growth. It's not always supposed to feel strenuous and spiritual warfare and like this big uphill battle all the time. So give yourself some grace. Be grateful that you have a father that wants to see you grow and mature. Doesn't always have to be war. Yeah. Still be ready though. Still be ready to recognize. As you grow, you start to be able to identify when things are real spiritual warfare. You start to understand what level of spiritual warfare it is. Is this a battle? Is this an all-out war? Is this simply just a thorn in your flesh? Is this a consequence of an action that you took? You become able to identify what you're up against a lot easier, which means that you're not going into all-out war for every little thing. And that comes with maturity. all of this to say, enjoy how far you've come, keep striving, and keep truly enjoying the presence of the Lord in the season that you're in. Try to figure out ways where you can enjoy his presence more. Is it by changing the music you listen to, studying a different Bible or book? Is it by sitting in stillness more often? Try to figure out different ways where you can enjoy the presence of the Lord where he has you in this season. Try not to take any of the seasons for granted, because they're building you up for something bigger than you could ever imagine for yourself. You're here for a reason. I appreciate you. If you like the video, I pray that you will like it, and I would love if you could subscribe. That would be pretty sick. It'd be pretty cool. Shameless plug. If you are in New York and you are looking for a way to kick off your new year with intentionality, with a group of people, like-minded people that get it, Royal Authority is hosting our first surrender session on January 15th. Tickets to that event are below. I would love to see you there. It's going to be a night of prayer, a night of journaling, asking the Lord for his vision for the new year, for the new quarter. Not what we want, but what does he want? And that way we can actually move into 2026 with intention, with clarity that is deeply rooted in the Lord. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, your night, whatever time it is for you. God bless you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
My name is Jalen, and I am a Super Saiyan.